You have to stay. Hi everyone, my name's Dana, and today I'm going to be making homemade dog treats in celebration of hitting 50 subscribers on YouTube. So I know I hit it a while back, but I wanted to make sure that it was like the real thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Gonna you have to sit. But yeah, so these are going to be healthy for your dog, and I have it all portioned out and measured already, so we don't have to go through the boring stuff. And then I'm gonna cut them up in these cute little dog bone shaped cookie cutters. And yeah, so we'll just get right into the video. I hope you enjoy. Leave a like and subscribe. But yeah, would you like a banana? You get it? You get it? No, don't eat the peel. Careful. God! You got it? Okay. So, for the dry ingredients, I have 14 tablespoons of flour and approximately 2 tablespoons or 1 scoop of peanut cookie protein drink mix through Herbalife. Then we have approximately a half cup of peanut butter. Make sure that it's unsalted and make sure that there's no xylitol in it. Just drool on me. Alright. And then I have a puree of banana and water. So we have this mixture, and depending on how runny it is, I might have to add a little bit more flour. I mean, yeah, a little bit more flour because we want it to be like a dough and we don't want it to be like sticky. So I'm just gonna mix it up now. Alright, so I'm not done mixing yet, but you can tell that it's a little bit flaky, and that's good. We want it to be not sticky at all. So it's good if the dough is kind of flaky and not sticking together, as opposed to the dough sticking more together. And I'm not sure if I said this, but the flour that I use is whole wheat flour. But yeah. Alright, so I'm not done mixing the dough yet, but I'm going to do the rest of it by hand just because there's only so much you can do with a spatula. And it's just easier because you get a real good feel. But yeah, it's still really sticky, so what I'm going to do is I'll be right back. I'm going to grab more flour and sprinkle it on the table. And I'm going to sprinkle it on this until it's not sticky at all because it's kind of sticking to me. But yeah, basically you just do this. No, please leave it. And then I just want to spread it around a little bit, and then I'm going to put the dough right on top of that. So that way, as you can see, it is already like a billion times better. And then once I roll it out on the rolling pin, it won't stick to the rolling pin. It'll just be easier for cookie cutting and stuff. I think I'm going to do the flour once more, and then from there, I'll be able to start cookie cutting out the treats and putting them on the pan. You're being very good. Alright, so now I am very happy with the dough. You can kind of see it's like not entirely sticking to itself, which is what we want. So this is perfect. I'm going to clear away this stuff so then it's not in the way of the video, and I'll be right back. What are you doing? Everything good? Thank you. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now we roll. Gotta know. Stop. we roll out the dough, and from there, we cut out the cookies. Well, dog treats. And I think I'm going to start off with just half of it, just because I don't have a lot of table space. So for now, I'm going to move this over here, and I'm actually going to work with this. And there we go. Oh my goodness, my rolling console. Hey, it still works. It doesn't matter if it's falling apart. Whew. It's still a little bit sticky, as you can see, but nothing crazy. Good, where are you? Good, what are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh, goodbye. Come here. Where are you going? No. Come over here. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. Careful. You have to sit. Good. Sit. Good boy. And then, once you have a nice little bit rolled out, you take your cookie cutter and cut out the shapes. And also I should mention that this is a recipe that I made up all by myself. I'm really proud of it. But if anyone is interested in following this recipe, feel free to make a video on it and mention my account or something in the title so that I can watch it, because it would be really cool if other people made this treat as well, because as far as I know, this is kind of like the only one out there. But yeah, there may be other dog treats similar to this, and there may be other dog treats exactly like this, but as of I know, I made it up in my brain and I'm really proud of it. And I should say, as with all dog treats, you don't want to give your dog a lot of these. You want to give them to your dog in moderation, just because obviously these are not meant to be a full meal for a dog. Where are you going? What are you doing? Honey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is this a little too narrow for you? Huh? But I will say, these do not have to be cooked. You can give them to your dog raw as well. But would you like a treat? Would you like a little taste? Would you like a little tasty taste? And they'll still enjoy them like that. But if you cook them, they will last longer for sure. Sir, what are you doing, sir? But yeah. And also, if it's summertime, you could roll these up in a little ball and put them in a freezer and give them to your dog a little a frozen cookie dough ball sort of thing. It'll be a nice way to help your dog cool off during summertime. So this recipe does not need to be cooked per se, it's just they last longest, when you cook them, because it takes the moisture out and they don't go bad. And they do not need to be refrigerated, but I would recommend refrigerating them. But yeah, just because of the banana. Actually, maybe they do need to be refrigerated. I'd refrigerate them. I always do. It's just when you cook them so that they're not moist at all. You cook them once they're completely crunchy, so all the moisture is sucked out of them, so you don't have to worry about them getting moldy and stuff. And cooking time really depends on the size of the cookie cutter you're using. For these, I'm probably going to cook them for at least 10 to 12 minutes and then see how they are from there. I definitely would recommend overcooking them a little bit as opposed to undercooking them. Buddy, what are you doing? You being good? You being good? You being good? But yeah. As you go on making these, the dough will get stickier, so just be aware of that. You might have to redo the flour and everything on it, just because it does get stickier. I don't think I'm gonna have to because this is the last of the dough, but just know that if you're making a larger batch, you will probably have to redo the flour. Are you begging? Are you begging? I don't know, man. You're being kind of sassy. Are you being sassy? Are you being sassy? So this one's not as pretty, but you know, it's whatever. Gunnar doesn't care what they look like. But yeah, so once you're done with cookie cutting all the treats, then put them in the oven and just kind of keep an eye on them. Set a timer for 10 minutes, check on them. If they're not hard yet, then leave them in for a couple more minutes. And then after that, I'll show you what to do next. So these are the dog treats out of the oven. This one obviously is the wonky one. That was me trying to use up as much of the dough as I can, and that's gonna be the first one Gunnar gets. The rest of these, I'm going to just let cool off, and then I'll show you them finished and show you Gunnar trying one. But yeah, you can put an optional peanut butter glazing on, and all you have to do is like warm peanut butter up. But unfortunately, I don't have enough peanut butter to do that. I used the rest of the peanut butter that we had in making these treats. So for these, they aren't going to have that, but that is always something you can do. Just, it'll, like when you heat it up, it'll get really runny. You put it on top and then it'll harden up once it cools back down. And that is something you can always do just to jazz them up a little bit. But for today, that is just not going to happen. But yeah. All right, so I let them cool off for a little bit, and as you can see, like, I haven't moved these around, but they should not stick to the tray at all if you made them properly. They might hang out for a little bit, but they shouldn't be like impossible to move. So that's one way of knowing if they're made properly or not. So now, here is the moment of truth. All right, do the thing. Give me a spin. No. Back up. Okay. So it is safe to say that Gunnar like the treats, and honestly they could totally be people treats too if you really wanted them to be, because all they have is really peanut butter, banana, flour, water in it. It's not really crazy or anything, but obviously these were made for the intent of dogs, not people, so they probably won't taste good for people. But Gunnar liked it, he loved it. But yeah, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Gunnar, sit. Shake. Shake. Big shake. Good boy. Bye.